welcome to Jamuna Television. How have you been?
I've been doing very well. Welcome to you guys, and welcome to all your viewers.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Just I would like to know from you that how do you see, how do you evaluate the crazy football fan of Bangladesh?
And how it's just been amazing. Amazing. I mean, I heard about this before I came here, but to see the level of passion that people have, putting the flags outside their houses, watching matches at 1 a.m., huge crowds at 4 a.m. It's just, as I was saying before, it's infectious. You know, it's like something like a cold or something. Everybody just, when you see it, you really want to partake in it. So it's really been exciting.
So this time you are a host country, host nation. So
yeah.
How do you evaluate the global celebration? It's happening right now in USA.
So as you know, we hosted the World Cup back in 1994, which was the return of America back to the global stage of football, and that was an extraordinary cup. I was a university student there at the time, and just the level of excitement back then, it really helped propel the game in the United States to a different level. And I feel like this is once again a homecoming for the World Cup, because it's a chance for all of the fans coming from other countries and for people watching the games just to see how passionate people are about football in the United States and how much the game has progressed and the awesome facilities that we have to host the World Cup.
Let me know about you. That when did you think that you were a supporter of, you like sports, especially the football?
So, you know, as a child, just like a lot of American kids, I played football from the age of about 5. I started, and I'm half Brazilian, so part of it came from the blood, but the other part came from the community. Everybody, when I was a kid growing up, everybody played football, and I think. In the U.S., what happened is that most people would play football and then they would move on to a different sport. And now what you see is that a lot of young kids in America play football, and they continue to play football through their college and university days, even when they're good. So that is one of the reasons why the game has improved so much, because it has become not one of multiple sports, but it has become the primary sport for some Americans.
Would you want to share about any memories that you have basically regarding football and soccer?
Yeah, I mentioned the '94 World Cup, which was one of the most exciting for me. As I was a student, I got to watch almost every match.
Wow.
Unfortunately, I could not afford to see the matches in the stadiums, but we got to watch the matches in the fan zones. And in my university, it was very special because we had students from every country that was playing in that World Cup. So to watch it together with them, it really created a different level of passion. But I think one of the real exciting experiences was, as I told you, I'm half Brazilian, so Brazil won that World Cup.
Yeah.
And there was a player by the name of Ronaldo, who you may know. Yes, exactly, and that was his first World Cup. And when I went to visit my family later in Rio, one day I was playing with a group of friends not so far from the beach outside of Rio, and Ronaldo came and played with us for about a half an hour. So that was a really exciting moment that I remember for a long time.
Yeah, that's great. So we have some passionate and crazy football lovers here.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Yes. So how do you evaluate that there?
You know, for me, it's really interesting, because usually, you know, sometimes you find for like private clubs that one part of the family is for one team, one part of the family is for another team. But here in Bangladesh, it's so interesting because I've met families where there's a split between, you know, like Brazil, Argentina, or maybe even a different team. So to watch that is really exciting, and just I think just the people's mood, you know, it's so exciting to be able to, you know, watch the World Cup in a place where the national team is not playing in the cup, but people are still as excited about the event.
So my last question is to you that what is your expectation? Who can win the championship?
Oh,
this
wow.
time, or-
Wow. I think this World Cup, we've got a lot of players. Obviously, we hope that Bangladeshis have been excited by the U.S. team's performance and will cheer us on. You know, after the U.S., I think there are other teams that are doing really well. Mexico is looking really strong. Spain is not as strong as we would expect, but I think they're coming back. France, Brazil, Argentina. There's a lot of talent in the World Cup. Very competitive. I think it's going to be hard for us to know who's really at the top of their game until the group stage is over, and we've seen past the round of 32, because 32 teams is still a lot. So I think we're not going to be able to see who the top teams are until into the round of 16. But there are some teams that are really doing well, like I said.
USA can go.
I really hope that this will be our best performance ever. I think that this U.S. team has the potential to even do better than the team did in 1994, the last time we hosted, and we've had some good performances in between. Some of you may remember the game when we beat Portugal. That was exciting. And what I would say is I hope that we can get to the quarterfinals. I think that would be unbelievable. And if we can get even past that, you're going to see a whole different level of excitement in the United States. Yeah.
Thank you, Scott, for joining us. And
Thank
for
you.
The best and figure crossed for your team.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for coming to EMK Center, and we hope to see you guys again. Thank you.